Welcome to DCC Road Crew Horror, where I will run 5 random level 1 PCs through a Cthulhu-style horror module. A raging storm has made the waters around Devil's Reef impossible to navigate safely. The noble galleon, the Royal Dawn, has gone aground, and Princess Kaeko from faraway Fu-Lamia is now missing. The party has reached the island, saved a few sailors in shark-infested waters, barely defeated some giant crabs, and discovered the wreckage of the Royal Dawn, full of undead and mutated creatures. As we pick up, the party rolls the elf's body to see if it still breathes. Will he be alive? And what other evil awaits the adventurers on the Forbidden Island? Find out as we continue. Shadow under Devil's Reef. He's got a pretty...
I'll roll, but someone has to, push me over.
Go ahead, elf, and roll a luck check. Oh, it's enough!
Yes!
All right.
No.
And you, for the stamina, I'm going to lose, only 1 point, so down to 9.
Good, because I'm worried when that modifier goes to -1, I will have a 1 HP max.
Stamina, I don't have it go negative backwards for you, you're fine. So with that, the elf is, bleeding out, or at least no longer bleeding out, but barely in and out of consciousness.
All right, let's search the zombie bodies.
Should we heal first?
Well, yeah, that goes without saying, I suppose.
So I guess so I'm good. I just have a higher disapproval rating now. I'm at what am I at, 4 or 5 or something?
Now you're at 5. You should be at 5 for clarity.
5, yeah. It should be at 5. Yep. Okay.
Well,
so
that's
just,
yeah.
You're
just no longer gaining XP.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Who needs to get healed? I think the warrior or.
I'm at 1. I'm at 1. I think the elf is going to need some help too.
Okay.
Again, I have 1 hit point, but I total is 3, so I'm a, second thought.
Okay. So.
That is enough. Oh, wait, whoops, sorry. That was the thief's agility check. Why are we doing an agility check? Hiding in the shadows? All right.
Okay, so, yeah, let me, I'll try to heal. I think the warrior we said that once, so. Where are we at? Yeah. There we go.
Plenty. Roll that D12, warrior.
Nice.
From giveth and taketh
Nice.
away.
Here we
Back
go.
up to max.
All right. Who else is hurting? The elf. You're only down 2 hit points.
Yeah, I'm only down 2. I'm not sure it's worth it with your disapproval.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna heal anybody, it should be yourself first.
Oh, what are my hit points at? I can't remember.
You're
I'm at 1.
currently
Yeah, let's heal myself.
1 of 3.
Oh shit,
1 of
you've
3.
only got 3 too. Wow.
Yeah, I only got 3 too. I don't know if is that worth it?
Holy crap! Do we have double-digit hit points between us all? Man, that's rough. Jeez.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. It's only a 50%. Yeah, it's less than a 50% chance to heat.
Yeah.
To work.
Yeah.
Or maybe I shouldn't. How many of those salves we got left?
1.
2 or 1?
Well, I might as well risk it because, yeah, I'll risk to heal myself first. Let's try that.
There you go. Roll that D8. If you're not up to max hit points after this, that's really sad. There you go. That's all you needed. Back up to max. All right.
All right, and then I might as well just try to risk to heal the elf, don't we think? Because we need all of our hit points. I feel like.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
I think the wizard is
a
the most important one because he could survive a hit, whereas me and the elf possibly not.
Oh, okay. What are you at, wizard?
I'm at 3 of 6.
3 of 6. Okay, let's try to heal the wizard first.
There you go. Roll that D4.
Go ahead, wizard.
There we go. 5 of 6.
All right, 5 of 6.
I guess I could try one more. Do we risk it? Let's just do it.
I can forgo it, give it to the elf.
There we go.
Yeah,
Crom wills it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he does.
Roll that
Crom,
d6.
give it to me.
One.
Crom laughs at you.
Doubled my hit points.
Yeah.
All right. So with all that healing, the thief, you snuck back into the room with all the weapons, I'm assuming. As you're looking around inside there, you can see a hole in the ceiling. Looks like it leads up to a room above you.
If I can, I would like to take the time while they're healing and laying on the hands. I would like to try and see if I could find any weapon in the room that looks like it's of superior craftsmanship.
As you search around, looking from piles of weapons, pulling the weapons out of these zombies here as well, it looks like all the weapons in this storage area are fairly mundane. You don't see any master-crafted weapons. You don't see anything that looks as though it would be magical.
I guess I'll just fill up my quiver of arrows and then take a look at that hole you were talking about.
All right. It looks like there is a room up above you. The hole itself is probably like 3 to 4 feet wide.
I will go up there.
All right. Go ahead, just give me a quick agility check. All right. Yeah, no problem. You jump up, grab the edge, and are able to pull yourself up. As you pull yourself up, you see, looking around, bolts of brightly colored silk are strewn across this cabin, draping from the floor to the ceiling like webbing. Anything not bolted down has crashed to the floor, including 6 bamboo bird cages. 2 of the bird cages are damaged and empty, but 4 of the cages contain a trio of snow-white doves that coo for help.
Oh, they're alive.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll up all the silk. That's worth a lot in this world, isn't it?
These look like they're pretty fine silks, yes.
Yeah, I'll roll them up and then I'll take a look at the bird cages one by one.
All right. It looks as though these cages, 2 of them broken open and empty. The other 3, the 3 birds, they kind of just flap around and coo wildly, trying to get out. They seem like mundane doves.
So they would be valuable?
I mean, you could probably sell them for something, but you have to carry these cages around.
I yell out to the rest of the party, "There's some birds up here. Should I release them or should we sell them?"
No, we should sacrifice them to Crom.
I see no.
Free them and let Crom decide what happens.
Yes.
All right, so you open up the cages.
Do they have a free way of flying out, or will they have to fly weirdly through the ship?
There is light here, so you can see off in a couple different corners, like parts of the ship have broken open, like the windows in the back have crashed out. So it looks like there's several ways for them to get out.
Okay. I will open the cages one by one.
All right, as you open the cages,
To
they flap and come out quickly. One of them like lands on your shoulder and coos a little bit, and then they all begin flying out of the ship.
Right.
All right. As you look around, you see that there are what looks like a small ornate box next to a desk of some sort.
Immediately, the thief's eyes start lighting up, and carefully goes toward the box. Is it locked?
Checking the box, it appears to be unlocked.
Slowly, carefully lift it up in a very careful manner, just to make sure there's no trap in there or some tower that will blow out.
As you open the box, nothing happens. It seems to be mundane. Inside the box, though, is a gold and opal necklace with the gilded demon head symbol of Fu-Lamia on the central opal. At a quick glance as a thief, you assume that this necklace is probably worth around 1,500 gold pieces.
Wow.
It's very
Wow.
high quality.
As a thief, I will instantly pocket that and then I'll just say, yeah, there's nothing else in this room. We can go on to the next.
All right. So from where you are to, there is one door that looks like it leads out. You're not sure where the door would lead to.
I will check the keyhole again.
All right. You can see some light coming through the keyhole, and it looks like there's some rubble on the other side of the keyhole as well.
I will carefully open the door, and I'll peek through to see if there's anything in there, any bodies again.
All right. As you go to open the door, it doesn't even open more than an inch, and it hits something heavy. It seems like most likely this leads out to the upper decks, and the rubble from the masts and everything crashing down have blocked this door.
Would it take me a long time to get the door off its hinges?
Yeah, it would take you a good amount of time.
Okay.
It opens out, so you would assume that the hinges are actually on the outside as well.
Yeah. Then I'll return to the rest of the party and say, yeah, there's no other way forward from there. You have to go back to the other door.
All right, so you head back and join with the party. Again, everything in that room was in the storage underneath was a bunch of mundane weapons. So again, you see lances, spears, bows, arrows, scimitars, and daggers. Did anyone else want a different kind of weapon, or are you good with what you got? Any bows you're able to recover and like restock your arrows. So anyone who has bows.
Sounds like we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You move back out to the center aft storage, and start making your way across to the forward storage. Go ahead and everyone just give me a quick reflex save as you make your way across the slippery deck. All right, and with that, the elf slips a bit. Elf, give me one more reflex save. And you catch yourself before falling too far. So you're just going to take 1 point of damage as you scrape your knee against the coral. But you guys are able to make your way to the other side, to the other door. And this door looks just exactly the same as the last one. As you approach the door, you get the scent of fish.
I stop the party and I say, maybe we should light up our torches and possibly pan oil.
Absolutely. So you light up a torch, and someone, are you going to hold out a vial of oil just in case?
Yeah.
All right. You have that prepared.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Who's brave enough to go in first?
I'll go.
Not the elf.
I'll go. Warrior.
All right.
I'm living on a prayer, but I'll
Hey,
feeling a little
quick question.
rejuvenated now that I'm back at full health. So
What happened to the NPCs that were following us around? Did they get killed by the zombies?
they
I can't
died.
remember.
Yeah, they
they
died.
died in the water.
Okay.
The
Got it.
the guys
Oh,
coming out of the
okay.
water killed them. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, got it.
All right. So you move to the door. It appears to be unlocked.
I will open it.
As you
Ready
open,
to-
you see seawater splashing in through a hole where a shard of coral juts through as well. On the floor, you can also see flopping fish. As you look inside, looks like there is a large box chained down to a shelf. That is all you see.
Since there's fish and I have a torch, I'm gonna grab another stick and then just start skewer it and start roasting it.
All right. Skewer one of the fish, lift it up, and hold it over the torch, giving it a slight cook. All
I
right.
look at everyone else and I say, "Want some? You want some?"
Pass, thanks.
The cleric Cromwell will eat some.
All right, I'll say it takes a little while to cook from a torch, so it's going to be a little while before you think it's edible.
Sushimi.
Right?
Yeah, like sushi, exactly.
Exactly.
Or ceviche.
All right, so yeah, so all you can see in here is the flopping fish and then a large box chained to a shelf.
I'll kind of look at the feast and be like, you want to go check that out?
I say to the elf, can you hold these? I'm just gonna look at that box then.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hold all your fish stuff. I'm not eating any of that fish stuff, though.
Right.
Just keep it cooking.
Okay.
So you
Let's
approach
just start
the chains, and it looks like the chains can be easily removed. Looks like they're basically just on hooks to hold it steady.
I'll carefully remove them,
All right.
and I'll be very, very safe. I don't want to trigger any traps.
All right. Go ahead and give me a find trap check. It looks as though the chains are fine, but it looks like there is a small hole near the locking mechanism of this chest, this large box.
I will attempt to disarm
All right.
said trap.
Go ahead. With that one, you put your thief tools inside the mechanism, trying to unlock it, and you hear a click.
I'm going to take that as a sign that it's safe, and I'm going to carefully open it from the opposite side.
All right. Opening it from the opposite side, slowly lifting it. As you do so, a small dart or like needle comes out of the locking mechanism, but since it's pointing away from you, it will not hit you.
Good.
As you open the box, everyone catches a glimpse of what looks like a bunch of gold ingots, a bolt of crimson silk with gold trim, and a scimitar that is in the shape of like a demon's claw. The blade itself has a crimson shine to it.
Is this scimitar like? Does it look like it's a fine make?
Looks extremely fine make.
1+, 2+.
You're assuming from this, and you even get a sense of kind of energy coming off of it, that this is a +2 weapon.
Ooh.
Wow.
I pick it up.
All right, the thief picks
Does
up.
it shock me?
No, it doesn't shock you, but you hear like demonic whispers in your mind. Again, it's too quiet. You can't make out what they're saying, but you just hear these demonic kind of whispering chants in your mind.
Oh, I want to just completely stop everything and try to focus on those whispers as hard as I possibly can.
All right, focusing as hard as you can on the whispers. The whispers themselves from this sword. Who's rolling a fort save? You're good. No worries. All right.
I was trying to look at the number. Sorry.
You're good. No worries. So you hear the whispers in this thing, and its mind just says, "For Fu-Lamia," is the whisper that you're getting out of this thing.
I try to project back. Do you have a name?
And you just hear the same thing, these just distant whispers. Almost sounds like it's several different voices, as like chants maybe going on. And it says, "Fu-Lamia, for Fu-Lamia," over and over again.
Okay. I sheathe the sword and I hand the box to the rest of the party if they want to inspect it.
Yeah. inside, you don't have to count it, but there's 1,000 Fu-Lamian gold ingots. And again,
Holy shit.
the bolt of crimson silk with gold trim. Looks like this is probably worth at least 250 gold. You assume that this is the dowry that was being brought over.
Could this said crimson fine silk be made into possibly a cloak?
Possibly. The right craftsman could definitely do that.
An idea for the future for
Yeah.
whoever gets the crimson silk.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to haul all this gold out of here. I'll take a handful, the elf, and we can come back if we survive.
Yeah, you can absolutely pocket, and you have maybe a small coin purse or something like that you can fill up with these gold ingots.
Yeah, the cleric will grab some. Crom needs his offerings. Takes as much as he can carry.
No one has a sack, possibly.
I don't know.
And actually,
Somebody had a
Cleric,
backpack.
if you want, you can spend some time praying and basically just throwing the gold out into the ocean to sacrifice it. I'll let you do that and regain 2 of your disapproval.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
That'll bring you down to a 3.
The party tries to stop him, I assume.
All right.
Was it?
So with that, you've grabbed what gold you can. Are you taking the bolt of silk with you or leaving it for now and coming back for it?
If nobody else is taking it, I'm definitely taking it.
All right. Just make a note of that you have it yourself. That's fine. From here, it looks like you can't see anywhere else to make your way into the ship. Seems about everything that you can possibly find currently.
Wasn't there 2 areas to the ship? There was the middle, there was the storage in the bottom. And there was the top, which is collapsed.
Yeah, so the middle is, there's like 3 storage areas underneath. You came in through the central one. You checked the one in the back, the one in the front. And then above the one in the back was what you assume was the captain's quarters, which is where the thief went and checked.
And there isn't like a bottom floor storage area?
That's basically where you were, is this bottom floor storage area.
Okay.
Yep. Anything, if there was anything further down below, you know that it's most likely underwater because there's water coming up through the floorboards where you're at.
Okay. Should we try and go through the wreckage on top, or just leave this area?
Let's finish searching it. That's what I say. I don't know.
From down below, you make the assumption that there's probably not much left up top, as all the debris from the masts falling over, and you can see just everything looks smashed up there. There's maybe a couple lifeboats that have been smashed to pieces. It all looks that it's fairly impassable. Anything of any value is most likely fallen off into the water somewhere.
All right, let's stay below decks then. And
Hyper specific. Is there a harpoon gun somewhere on the ship or on deck that we can see?
Harpoon weapon of some sort. I would assume like a crossbow maybe that launches a harpoon. Go ahead and give me a luck check.
I don't have very high. Maybe somebody else wants to do it as well.
You asked, you gotta roll it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. You do find, as you were coming back through that storage area in the back with all the weapons, there was one crossbow that seems like it has a couple large, not full spear-length harpoons, but fairly large arrows to use.
Well, I've got quite a few items, so I look at everyone else. Maybe the elf wants it, or the cleric.
I mean, we hang on to it, but I don't. I've got my longbow, handcrafted from the elven birch woods of.
I mean, somebody should carry. If nobody else will carry the harpoon gun, I guess I will. But would the warrior want it maybe as the ranged weapon? I don't know.
I'm going to say this is going to work
I
as
have a ranged weapon actually, but
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going
Yeah,
to work as
there
a
you go.
crossbow. A crossbow does a D3 of damage. This will be D3 plus 2, as they're larger arrows.
+2.
Let's give it to the warrior.
It's a D3 plus 2?
Yep.
I already have a crossbow, but it's not.
Oh,
We'll just
okay.
know that if you already have a crossbow, you can pick up the bolts that do 2 additional
Okay.
damage. So just remember, you
Okay, I'll
got
take
two
those.
uses of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. With that, you guys can make your way out of the ship, back into the water, and back up to the beach. As you reach the beach, everyone go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Oh no, another natural 1 in there. So a 6, a 10, an 11, and an 8. So the 11, I believe, is the only one that passes. You guys, as you come back up onto the shore, Cromwell, you notice footprints leading away to the west. Looks like maybe
Just,
4 or 5 sets.
Okay, I show them to everybody. Are they webbed footprints or like just normal?
Looks like normal
Humanoid?
boots. Yeah, normal boots. No,
Okay.
fingers or phalanges or anything like that. Just regular boot shaped.
Okay. I look at my own feet and I think, we didn't come from that way, did we?
The footprints themselves look like they're leading away. So unless you walked backwards,
Away. Got it.
you would assume that they're not
Got it.
yours.
Okay. So I show them to everybody else and say, should we follow the footprints?
Sure.
Seems like a sign.
Yeah. Cromwell's it. Let's go.
All right. So following the footprints, everyone go ahead and give me another fort save.
That roll?
We got the thief, we got Cromwell, the wizard, Luke, the warrior.
Ooh. I only got a 7.
That is everybody. Okay, so a 4 and a 4 both fail. Your DC for this is 6. So with that, our wizard is gonna, all of a sudden, you see the wizard's eyes begin to grow larger and bulge. Same with the warrior. Your eyes grow large and begin to bulge. Just like the other people that you have seen. And those whispers in your head start to get a little bit louder, starting to come through a little bit clearer. Still can't make out what they're saying. You hear like a word here and there, but can't make out what they're saying. All right, as this happens and you feel this happen, you guys find yourselves set into a thick coral tree. There is a smooth onyx door. It is etched in a vertical line down the center of the door are strange runes. There are 2 circular dials on either side of the center. One on either side of the runes. In the center of the door, each dial has a strange, recessed, 5-pointed star in the center. One of the points is more prominent, like larger than the others.
Do we feel any type of energy coming off the door or anything like that? Is it just like...
You don't feel any energy coming off of the door.
I could detect evil if you think that's worth it.
Worth a shot.
Sure. Might as well use at least one cleric spell. Could have used that protection from evil on those zombies, but I couldn't do anything. Kept getting down. All right. Where is it? Detect evil. I don't know. 17.
All right. You are able to detect emanations of evil with an array that extends straight out 5 feet wide and 60 feet ahead of the symbol. Definition of evil is based on the cleric. The spell does not reveal creatures otherwise hidden. The spell may be reversed to detect good.
Can I by chance get our wizard and warrior in that range with whoever got the bug eyes?
I would say that it lands for a little while, right? Inherently dangerous in nature, evil creatures not. Yeah, you can line yourself up. It's fine. So you are neutral, and it was the wizard and the warrior. The wizard is also neutral, so you don't get any evil from him, and you get no evil from the warrior as well. And nice. You do get a sense that the door is unnatural. There's something very unnatural about it. But no creatures or anything of that nature.
Okay, I tell the party, of course, and then...
And you get a sense of danger from the door as well.
Gotcha.
But the footprints that you were following lead to it and stop just at the door.
Yeah. I say, Kron is laughing. That means danger is afoot.
Should the thief examine the door?
That's a great idea.
Fine trap, I guess.
All right.
Ooh, yeah. No.
The door itself seems completely smooth other than the 2 dials. So you do not see any traps of any sort.
Do I have to roll hide and shadow again? Because I still haven't actually done anything since I did that again.
You're in a new location, so technically, yeah, you would. If you want to try to hide. 12. You get back behind like a couple of the coral trees in this area and feel like you're hidden. All right.
I attempt to open the door. Is it locked?
The door itself, you don't see any hinges. There's not even it's not split down the middle. Down the middle are all the runes, but you see no split. It goes right up to the edge of this coral tree that it's in, but you see no gaps between it and the coral. It's almost as if it grows straight out of it, but it is pure onyx. The only thing that seems to have any movement are the 2 dials, the 2 5-pointed dials.
Oh, okay.
And again, one of the upper, so think of it as a star, it has 1 point facing up. That point is more prominent. It's larger than the other 4 points. It looks as though you can almost stick your fingers inside this thing and push it in and then turn them.
Could fingers be substituted with a dagger or possibly thieves' tools?
You can absolutely attempt that. Go ahead and give me an agility check.
I got some gloves if you need them.
The 14, say, it's quite difficult to, stick that in there, get enough pressure to depress this thing, and then also turn it. So it looks like you are going to have to use your hands to make this work.
I only have 1 HP. I don't want to do that. But this seems like a puzzle.
Seems
so we got
like
to figure out some kind of time of day.
Do I need to heal you? Maybe I need to heal you.
Healing me would make me more confident to risk taking damage.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Crom wills it. Hang on. And...
Oh, sweet.
There you go. You can definitely heal some.
D6 or D8?
This is for the... Who? The thief? Or the wizard?
Yeah, thief.
Thief? Thief is a D6. Well, back up to max hit points. There you go.
Nice.
Whoever wants to try to figure these out can go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
All right, I'll take a look, see if anything makes sense to me.
Do we know anything about these rituals?
An 8 and a 4. Not able to make out anything about these runes.
We look at the most intelligent guy in the party, the wizard. Do you know what this looks like? Do you know what it is? 'Cause we don't.
I couldn't tell you. I really have no idea. I just took a look and rolled a 4.
Oh, that was your second one. Maybe Crom will have the answers.
I could do an intelligence check or something. I don't know what.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do an intelligence check. See if you recognize any of these symbols. A 12 is going to be enough to make out that you assume these symbols are astrological, like, stars, basically.
Mhm. Okay.
As you read the runes, you suddenly feel a jolt of pain through your head. You scream in pain, and you lose 1 point of intelligence.
Yeah. There goes my last positive stat.
But the runes, as you take that pain, you suddenly gain like an inkling of insight to this alien language. You will have a +1 bonus when attacking eldritch creatures, and you make out several of the symbols. One of them is Seleno, and the other is Polaris. Those two seem to stick out to you.
Seleno. Polaris sounds like poles, right?
Pretty sure Solaris is a constellation. I've never heard of Solaris though. The other one.
Yeah, Polaris and Seleno.
Yeah,
Solaris. Oh, with an S. Got it.
Do these constellations relate to anything that's in the sky right now?
Go ahead and give me, actually, probably not. It's probably late in the afternoon, but not nighttime, and it's so overcast and cloudy that you wouldn't be able to see any if you were to look up right now. You can try to do an intelligence check to see if you know where those constellations just generally lie.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Can I also attempt that?
Absolutely. Wizard. Good roll for the wizard. Good. Oh, yeah. Between the two of you, you debate and figure out, okay, so this one lays that direction, that one should be over in that direction. So with that, you know where those two constellations lie in the sky. You have a really good assumption from where you're standing where those would be.
Okay, and does that relate in any way to where Fu-Lamia or this city is, or the place we came from?
No, it doesn't seem to have any relation to where Fu-Lamia would be.
Okay.
You know that the Seleno, it would be up to your left, and that Selenia would be up to your right, and Polaris would be up to your left.
Because we know where these two are, does that mean we would have an idea of what we are around?
Around, I mean, you know the area. You know you're on this island and such. Basically, what it looks like is you would most likely need to turn these dials in a certain direction. So this could be a guess of where you would need to point the two stars.
Yeah, maybe we've got to line it up where they're pointed in the sky or something. I guess
Yeah.
we wouldn't know, right?
That's what I was getting at.
Polaris.
What constellation is near us?
Yeah. You know that again. You know that Seleno is in the sky to your basically, for the way the door is facing. You're facing east, or sorry, you're facing west. You know that Seleno is up to your right, off in the distance to the north, and Polaris is to the south.
All right, I'm having trouble tracking this. Is there a handout or something?
I don't think I have one for this. There's not really. I know it's difficult for me to track as well. So think of this: it's each dial is a circular dial with a star in the center of it, a 5-pointed star. One of those points is facing like 12 o'clock currently, is larger than the other 4 points. You looking at the dial, it looks like you can push it in and turn it. When you turn the dial, it looks like it has 5 locations that you can stop on. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, was that 11 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, and basically back up to 12. So if you think about that in directions wise, yeah, 5 points. North, you can point it northeast, you could point it southeast, you could point it southwest, and you can point it northwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, those 5 directions.
And it's only one dial that we're turning, or there's 5 of them?
There's 2 dials.
2 dials.
Yeah, so 5-pointed star. Those are the 5 directions you have, and there's a circle around it. 5-pointed star.
What
And
way
then-
was the ship?
The ship was to the north.
Okay, and what about what direction are we in? Are we east? Are we?
You're
are we south? Are we-
west. You're facing west.
Okay, we're facing west. Maybe those 2 then. 12 o'clock and I guess what is that? 8 o'clock.
It'd be 10 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
Okay. I guess 7 o'clock now because it's more to the center.
Okay. So
Because it's my idea, I guess I'll do it. I'll reluctantly shove my finger in. Before I do, I will look back to the cleric who said he'd offer me some gloves. And then I'll put my finger in and turn it.
all right. You have to put your full hand in. Are you just turning one of the dials or both of the dials currently?
I'm going to leave the big
Go for
one
both.
at... I'm going to leave the big one at 12 o'clock because that was my guess. I'm going to take the small one and turn that to 7.
They're both the same size, so both of these are identical. They just, the 1 point is larger than the other 4 points on the 5-pointed star. So you have to push your hand in. As you try to turn one, it doesn't move, so you end up figuring out you have to push both of them at the same time. You leave one at midnight or at 12, and you turn the other one to 7?
Yep.
All right. As you do that, nothing seems to happen until you release it. And as you pull your hand out, you feel a small jolt through the hand that you left at 12. And you're going to take 1 point of damage.
Huh.
So
So,
the 7 might be right.
yeah. Who wants to go next?
So 2, 3, 4. So we only got 3 other directions we could try, right? Or should try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we go? Let me think. 2 o'clock. That'd be the opposite. Having point to both directions, I think.
It was the opposite, wasn't it? The 2 stars that we had? So
Yeah.
2 o'clock might work.
I thought we had a 2 o'clock and then one pointing straight north, right? Or,
You have one at
Yeah,
7.
that's 7 o'clock.
7.
The 7 is the
o'clock.
one that did not hurt him.
Yep.
The 12
did
is
not.
the one that hurt. Right.
Oh, one hurt. Got it. I guess. I guess the cleric will try to move the 12. Same thing, but 12 o'clock. We'll move it to 2 o'clock, so they'll be kind of on opposite points of the star.
Okay. So as you put your hands in, you push down on both. Turn the one to 2 o'clock, leaving the other at 7. And as you pull your hands out, you feel no shock, but you hear clicks and grinding as the door begins to slide upwards like a garage door and slides up into this large coral tree. As it opens up ahead of you, the onyx door swings upwards to reveal a large circular tunnel with incredibly smooth walls that twists away down into the darkness. It's about 10 feet in diameter, and it looks like it's basically like a large slide almost. It has a gradual decline.
Is the ground smooth?
Of the tunnel, yes. It seems to be made out of onyx, just like the door that lifted up. And you see no seams of any kind, as if this was carved directly out of a giant piece of onyx.
Well, maybe the others want to copy me, but I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to tie it up to something in this room, 50 feet rope, and then I'm going to use that as like a something to keep myself stable while I go down the passageway.
All right, you're able to tie the rope to a piece of coral, this like coral tree that this door came out of, and use it to start climbing down.
Exactly.
All right, I'll say you've got basically 40 feet of rope that you can use to climb down. As you're climbing down using the rope, it's slippery, so you start to slide. So you're able to just kind of let yourself down the rope. As you get down further, it gets a little bit steeper, but still not too bad. As you reach the end of the 40 feet of rope you have, you still are in darkness in this tunnel. It seems to continue beyond that.
Has the ground changed? Has the walls changed?
All the same. All still about a 10-foot tunnel. This slide tube that you're in.
I will yell up to the rest of the party and ask them to light up a torch and I guess slide it down the way.
All right. When are you guys willing to light a torch and slide it down the tunnel?
Sure.
All right. As you do that, you light the torch, set it on the slide, and it begins going down. As you actually light up the torch and put it down, it almost looks as though the walls are like liquid. You see this like kind of rippling effect, but you realize it's just the light reflecting off of this onyx. The torch goes sliding down the tunnel. You see the light heading down, down inside the tunnel. You see light coming from above you as the torch seems to gain momentum, sliding past you. It goes a ways, and then all of a sudden you hear it hit something down at the bottom. Who was the one that dropped the torch?
I did.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a luck check.
Will do.
High, low, basically here. High, it stays lit. Low, it goes out. High, stays lit. So down at the bottom, it hits the ground, and now you can see light coming up from the bottom of the tunnel. That the person that's inside the tunnel feels like you're maybe halfway down.
I will climb back up and I will relay to the rest of the party what I've seen. And there should be multiple ropes, like at least 2 or 3. And I suggest that we tie them together and we go down one by one.
All right, yeah, I'd say you definitely have at least one more rope. I know that the boat you brought over had a 100-foot rope coiled up in it.
Oh.
So you guys are probably good to use that. And you guys can make your ways down one by one into the cave. As you guys...
I want to make sure that the rope is still tied off at the top,
okay,
so that we can pull ourselves up.
You got it. You make sure that it's tied nice and firm. Give it a few hard tugs. It held your weight when you first went down, so you figure that as long as you go one by one, shouldn't be any issues. So you guys are all able to make it down inside.
Okay.
So this long, cavernous chamber that you find yourself in looks slick and wet, but you soon realize that it is just the weird reflection of light off the onyx surface. You see a tunnel exit at the far end of the cavern, and there appears to be several figures huddled together in a nearby corner of the chamber. All right, as you guys reach down inside here, I need another fort check.
See if my eyes explode.
All right, it was the warrior and the wizard that have failed once each. Okay, so that the elf will fail. We're looking for a 10 here. So thief will succeed, Cromwell will succeed, the wizard and the warrior will both fail again. So with this, you guys get one more physical change. So for the elf, your eyes begin to bulge. The thief and Cromwell, you both are absolutely fine. But for the warrior and the wizard, your fingers begin to web. Your movement through water is increased by 10 feet, but you suffer a +1 modifier when rolling on the fumble table. Additionally, for the wizard, you gain 1 point of strength.
Hey, cool.
So wizard gains an additional point of strength, bringing you back up to 12. And for the warrior, you gain 1 strength as well.
Oh boy.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Bringing you to a 14. All right.
Fishman, here I come.
All right. With that, you start making your way inside. Again, you see several figures huddled together. Looks about 6 of them. They look like the Fu-Lamian survivors that you took out of the water. But they each look a bit strange. They each have large eyes, webbed fingers. Looks like they have claws at the end of their fingers and gills on their necks.
I'd be careful. The elf doesn't want to. He says, you know, once they change, their brains may be gone too.
I'd like to get ready with my sleep spell, but not cast it immediately because I hold out hope that we can save these guys.
They are huddled together kind of in a corner, and they raise up their weapons, but their hands are shaking.
Let's talk to him.
Yeah. Let's try to convince them, call out and say, hey, I call out to whatever human part of you remains. Drop your weapons and you will be unharmed.
With that, you see them all kind of like look at each other quickly, and like kind of throw down the weapons in front of them, and again huddle together closely. You won't hurt us?
No, just leave this place.
Not yet. But
Okay.
let's get some. We can maybe ask him what's going on, or something. Do they have any intel for us, maybe?
Ask him what's going on. Say, when we crashed, many of our allies began to suddenly change, and we began to change as well. But some of them changed and became aggressive and dragged us down here.
Are they still down here?
Yes, they continued further down the tunnel. I think many of them are still around the corner.
What are we questing for again? I forgot. Right.
You're looking for the princess that
princess,
was in the
okay.
shipwreck. Yep.
Yeah, we asked them if they've seen the princess.
She was with the ones that brought us down here.
Hmm. Well, we're going to rescue the princess. Are you men of valor? Will you join us?
We can certainly try. And with that, I will say that you will gain some more 0 level Fu-Lamians. So I'll give you each 1 to control. 1 is too cowardly to continue. Alright, so these guys will join your ranks as you guys continue into the cave. And they say, be very careful. There was roughly 20 of them that continued.
20. I'm sensing Crom bids you to lead the way.
Give me a personality check to see if you can convince them to go first.
Okay. I don't have it. I'm cleric with no personality.
There you go.
That's pretty good. So you're able to convince them to go ahead, and they start leading the way around the corner. So as you round the corner, you see what looks like at the far end of this room there is This cavernous chamber features a large pool of black water off to the right as you come around the corner. And then straight ahead of you is, on the southern wall, is an onyx door at the top of a trio of very wide steps. And in this area, you see 8 of those creatures from the water. Those strange hybrid guys. 8 of them.
8 of them. Oh, man.
I'm just going to put 4 on the map for us right now, but there's 8 of them in total. They don't seem to notice you as of right now.
Okay. And these guys are probably hostile.
These are the same, look like exactly the same as the ones that attacked you at the ship.
Okay. Let me lay down I'm going to try to lay down a sleep. I'm going to have to spell burn 1 just to get it back because I failed before. Is that right? Yeah, I failed that before. Yeah. So here is what my spell burn looks like. Where is that? Spell burn. There we go. That's a D24. So this time, I see maggots drip from my sleeves. When not wearing a shirt, nothing happens, and his torso appears normal. However, when wearing a shirt, he constantly sees maggots falling from his sleeves. Okay. And then I will spell burn 1 to recover it, and then I am going to burn another 4 for a total of 5. That's going to take my strength down to 7.
Okay.
And so I'm going to D20 plus 7 this for sleep spell.
All right.
23. Let me check and see if I want to boost that with a luck or 2. A 23. Yeah, I'm going to boost that by spending a luck to take it up to a result of 24.
All right.
So up to 8 targets must save or fall into a normal sleep for 1d7 days.
Oof, nice.
That's the option I am going to take it. Normal sleep can be interrupted by normal means.
So they got to save against a 23?
24 actually, because I spent 1 luck.
Okay, you
boost
spent
it,
1.
yeah.
24. All right,
Yep.
these guys all have +2s, so I need to roll a 22 or... Oh, they have +2s, so they can't.
They cannot do it. Okay.
They cannot do it. Yeah, they are all going to fail, and they all fall... How many is it, you said?
Up to 8.
Up
So
to 8.
all of them.
Perfect. All of them suddenly they don't even notice you. They suddenly just drop their weapons and collapse to the ground.
Okay, so I will tell everybody, these guys can be woken up in any normal way, so don't disturb them. I also specify a way that their spell can be interrupted, and it is going to be if they're covered in a sheet of linen, because I have linen. But that
Perfect.
should basically mean they don't wake up. And then they're asleep for 1d7 days. So
All right, plenty
Hopefully-
of time. Hopefully enough time for you to get in and out.
yeah.
All right.
So we don't have to tie them up or anything? Like, what if their buddies wake them up? That's what I'd be worried about.
Well, just keep an eye on their buddies, I suppose.
Wouldn't it be easier if we just knife them one by one really carefully?
You know, I'm not
Well, like
opposed to
this.
I am neutral. I am not opposed to this, but
Yeah.
I'll
won't
give
be
the thief can go backstab him with his +1
I'll
dagger.
move it.
I would like that.
All right. So as you enter the chamber, these guys collapse to the ground. And go ahead and you move up to the first one. Go ahead and do your first backstab.
I can't click on backstab. Is that intentional?
Go to your... Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to go to your sheet. I need to config and give you the ability to backstab. So show backstab. Save. All right. So now next to your weapons, you should see a little backstab icon. It looks like a hand with a dagger. You should be able to click on that.
Oh, there it is. Okay. It's only the daggers I can use it with?
It's the weapons that you have. It's just the daggers.
Okay. Then I will use the mermaid dagger. Oh my god.
And your first check is a what was that? Is that a 2? So barely miss. I'm gonna say it automatically hits though. You're not. These guys aren't gonna move. So no problem. 2 points of damage plus a D4. I'm So you finish off the first one. So you kill one of them. There are 7 remaining. You're able to move quickly to the second one and finish him off. But before you do anything else, suddenly everybody can go ahead and give me one intelligence check. Fleeting luck comes and fleeting luck goes. All right. So the thief, as you're a bit on edge, you look around, and Cromwell, you notice it as well. The water in the corner of this room begins to move slightly. And all of a sudden, a oozy arm like this just comes reaching out of the water, grabs one of these hybrids unconscious on the ground, and then drags it back into the water quickly as this creature begins moving up out of the water.
Let's This is
So the
pretty
arm,
accurate, I guess.
the arm attacked the creature?
Yeah, so it looks like this oozy, large, just mass of, you're not even sure exactly what it is. It has all these tentacles. As it comes out, it reaches out of the water quickly. Like one tentacle of it just reaches out, grabs one of these creatures around the ankle, drags it down in the water. As the creature itself moves its body out of the water, completely just covering this creature it dragged towards it. As it moves out, suddenly a bunch of eyes and mouths begin to form on the outside of this multi-tentacled creature. And with that, we're going to go ahead and go into initiative. So let me put you guys all on the tracker, and you can go ahead and roll.
I have a suggestion.
Yes?
Maybe rope work to tie it up.
I've got that. Does anybody else have that as well, or was that a recommendation specifically for me? Okay.
I think you're the one that has it.
Okay.
The creature
I
rolls.
have another
Let me
suggestion.
roll.
Yeah, can we run out of the room maybe? Just flee? Not a bad idea either.
All right, and lastly, we just need the Warriors initiative.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Hold on one second.
You're fine.
Forges. I had to refresh. All right, so I'm rolling initiative. It still won't let me do it. All right, I'm just gonna roll a d20,
Okay.
and I get a +1. So I'm actually an 11.
All right, you got it. All right, so with that, the creature is up first. It looks like it's maybe taken a bit of damage already. So as it climbs out, most of these sleeping guys are closer to the water than you guys. So it is just going to go ahead and reach out a couple more times and see if it can grab some more of these guys. First one gets grabbed and dragged back. The second one gets grabbed and dragged back. Next one will miss. And the last one will miss as well. So he takes out 2 more of these guys. They wake as the tentacles grab at them, and then you hear them let out some kind of gurgled cry and get dragged underneath the creature. And with that, we are up to the wizard. You're down to 4 of these guys left.
Okay.
Still asleep.
Okay. All right. So there's 4 of the guys we've fought before in this big, weird, multi-headed thing. Just because I love casting spells, I'm going to take and try the rope work.
Okay.
I can try. I don't know. I got to get up to a. Let's see. You can entangle a target. I got to get up to an 18 to try it. But first, I will see what happens with my mercurial magic. So what did I get there? The spell is powered, but the nearest creature other than the caster takes d6 hit points of damage per spell level. Okay. That's kind of cool, I guess. I'm assuming their guys are nearest the Shoggoth.
So these hybrid creatures are nearest to the Shoggoth, and
Okay.
you guys are all kind of intermixed now, the Fu-Lamians and you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, if I try the rope work, which I will do, and I'm gonna burn, baby, burn. So let's see. I'm gonna do a D24 to see what my spell burn effect is. So this time, 17. The wizard starts to itch. She has strange, uncontrollable itches and scratches constantly. Okay. And then I am gonna burn. I'm gonna burn a lot. 4, 6. I'm going to burn 8. So I'm going to take my strength down to 3. My agility goes to 7. My stamina goes to 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to +2. So this is going to be +10. So D20
right.
+10 on the rope work. I got to roll an 8 or better to get to happen what I want to happen.
And your Bakura magic actually increases too if you kill one of these Shoggoth guys.
Yeah, well, I can't count on whether I'm going to kill him or not, and I really want to tie up the Shoggoth. So that'll just be bonus if it happens. Okay, so here's the roll. I got a 29. Okay, and then so it's the nearest creature is going to take 5 damage. Does that kill one of them?
One of the hybrids dies.
Okay, so then my spell check is actually going to be a 30. The range is extended 300. I will command the rope to entangle a target, and then also have the rope drag the target of a speed of up to 30 feet per round. The rope can be commanded to move up to 1 turn as long as it's within 30 feet of me. So the rope, I summon 100 feet of rope, which wraps around the Shoggoth, entangling it. The rope, let's see. Boy, there's kind of a lot going on here. Also, I can drag it, and I can lift the target to whatever height is indicated, as long as the base of the rope still touches the ground. It can lift a target that weighs up to 400 pounds, and it can lift it at a speed of 50 feet per round. So I'm going to raise it up to the ceiling as much as possible.
All right.
And away from us for up to 1 turn.
All right. So for up to 10 minutes.
And it gets a reflex save against the spell check DC to escape.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's
Okay.
definitely not going to happen. All right.
And it's cannot move or take any action other than to talk.
Nice. Very well done with the rope work. Awesome.
And then once constrained, it can attempt on future rounds to escape with a strength or agility check against the spell check DC. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I'm going up against, what do you say, 34 basically?
A 30, just a straight up 30.
A straight up 30,
Yeah,
okay.
Just a 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's got +8 to fortitude saves, a -4 to reflexes, so I don't think this guy's getting out unless you let it out. At least not for 10 minutes.
And I'm very weak, so I kind of throw my hand up against the wall, but I hold my other hand up Doctor Strange style and just kind of am pushing it against the far corner of the room.
All right.
Nice.
Excellently done. So you all see him step forward next to one of these hybrids on the ground, begin saying his spell, and then suddenly, like out of, underneath his robes, this rope starts to just snake its way forward towards the Shoggoth. As you're doing this, you see the body next to him start to wither and decay and die. And then the rope begins to wrap rapidly around this creature. The tentacles trying to push it off. It pins the tentacles to its body and begins to wrap it up in a ball and begins lifting it up into the air. It is now pressed against the ceiling 30, 40 feet up and is being held there. You guys have 10 minutes.
I can continue backstabbing the hybrids.
Okay.
And then maybe we just shoot it until it dies, I guess.
I'm not going to make you roll for the hybrids. You're able to finish them off, no problem, since they're sleeping. All right, so the hybrids are all down. You have the Shoggoth being held up against the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, we can attack it, right? And it doesn't affect the rope work.
Nope. I'll say that for this, I'm not going to make you roll over and over and over again. It's got 10 minutes, so that's quite a few rounds. I'm sure you guys can put enough damage into it. That rope work was fantastic. Well done, well done. You guys are able to deliver 27 points of damage to this creature to finish it off. All right, well done. Way to navigate that combat, because that could have been bad. Yeah, you definitely didn't want that thing touching you. You heard as it grabbed the creatures that it dragged under it. As it wrapped around it, you could hear like an acidic burning from this creature just touching these other guys. All right, well, that leaves you with nothing but the large onyx door at the top of the 3 steps.
The thief will attempt to inspect the door, check the keyhole.
All right, as you step up to it, again, this onyx door has more strange runes kind of on the face of it. The runes come down the middle and about halfway down split off to create like an inverted Y. But that is all you see. You see no other openings, nothing else.
Does it look similar to the one before, or does it look like a different puzzle?
Very similar to the one before, very similar symbols on it as well.
I relay that to the group and say someone with more HP should, more health, should attempt this puzzle.
There are no dials on this door, though. It's just the symbols coming down the center, creating an inverted Y shape.
So there's no dial. Okay.
Yeah, you see no dial, no handle.
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that. So it's a sign probably for Solera Selena, I guess, again?
As you went up to inspect the door, did you touch it at all?
I made sure to not touch it
Okay.
very carefully because I remember the last door. But I do say out loud, maybe this one we actually have to push the dials physically with our hands.
There are no dials. It's just the symbols
There are
coming
no
down.
dials on it.
Yep, just the symbols on the door in an inverted Y shape.
Oh, so that isn't? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can interact with.
I mean, doesn't seem to be any dials, no door handle. It just seems to be like one solid slab of onyx in front of you with these symbols on it.
We just push it. Warrior will walk up and push the door.
All right. As you
Or the
push the
onyx.
door, it seems to have weight to it, but your hand, like as you touch it, the door itself seems to ripple like water, and the door begins to slide up and away, just like a garage door again. All right, looking into the next door, as this opens up, you see a long hallway. It's lined with onyx doors on the left and the right. As you look down, it looks like there's roughly 10 of these doors. No windows on the doors, but all but 2 of them are closed. The 2 that are closed at the very end of the hallway seem to almost glow with bright light from inside. And as you step inside here too, the entire area, again, you see no seams of any kind, no brickwork, no movement from one piece to another, as if this entire cave and area is carved out of one solid, massive piece of onyx. And on the ceiling, you notice that there's a light in here. There's a strange yellow-green light coming from massive insects on the ceiling. They all look to be about the size of a small dog and seem to be some kind of bioluminescent insect just crawling across the ceiling. And they seem to be making loud buzzing sounds.
Well,
On the far end of the hallway, you see another onyx door.
let's go, I guess, to the next door.
Yeah.
All right. As we enter this area, we are going to need some more fort saves. So one more fort save from everybody. And we are trying to beat a 14 here. So it looks like the elf saves, but everybody else fails. So the elf you are going to save. The warrior and the wizard are both at 2. The thief and the cleric had not taken any mutations yet. So for the thief and the cleric, all that happens to you is your eyes begin to bulge and get larger again. They water. You cannot stop them from watering, but you feel like you don't have to blink as often. Then for the elf, you gain the webbed fingers and toes. Your movement through water increases by 10, and you have a +3 to your modifier on the fumble table.
I think you mean thief, maybe?
Yes, because the elf saved. My bad. The thief, or the elf is saved. Sorry. The thief and the cleric, all you get is the bulging eyes, and that's all that happens to you. But since the warrior and the wizard failed, you will take your 3rd mutation. Your fingers begin to grow claws. These claws, you can use in an attack to inflict 1d3 plus 1 damage, but touching anyone or anything has a 25% chance to accidentally inflict unintended damage. All right, and with that, you also gain another mutation, ability mutation, and let's see, so warrior and wizard are both up to 3. So for the warrior first, that's a 3. You gain, well, actually you lose 1 personality. You subtract 1 point of personality for the warrior, bringing you down to 13. And for the wizard, 1, you gain 1 more strength point. So you're going to get 1 point of strength back.
Nice.
All right. Again, especially for the warrior and the wizard now, you're hearing these voices in your head now, and they're calling you further inside. They say, "You're so close now. Save me, rescue me, get me out of here." You hear this voice just in your head, repeating those things.
I'm sure it's just the princess.
All right, so you have this tunnel. There's 10 doors, 5 on either side of the hallway. Again, solid onyx. Coming out of the last 2 doors, they actually appear to be open and have, just a light coming out of them, like a pure white light. And at the far opposite end of the hallway, 1 more large onyx door.
Oh, what do we do?
Yeah, investigate the rooms that are open without going inside.
All right, as you head to the rooms that are open, these look like they are some kind of small room. On the bottom of the room, there are several kind of like half dome-shaped, like almost glass half spheres sticking out of the ground. They're about 6 inches in diameter and 6 inches apart. There's about a 10-inch diameter hole in the bottom of the chamber and a 10-inch diameter hole at the top of the chamber, like right in the middle. And the floor is kind of wet. But that's all you see inside the chamber. It's so pure white inside that chamber that it seems to glow with its own light. But nothing of value that you can see inside.
If it weren't so clean, I'd say it's a chamber room, but it's sparkling.
Since we are getting towards the end of our time here, I'm going to let you know that there's nothing you guys can really gain from inside here. There is a bit of a trap, but it takes a while to set the trap off. It's not like you just walk in there and set it off. It takes a little while. So we'll say you guys can move on to the last door. Just to help us move along, and this last door, same thing. You touch it, and it ripples and opens. As this door opens, you see an enormous room has a pair of strange curved consoles in the center. They kind of curve around each other to make like a circle, a half circle on either side with an opening in between. In addition to the 2 doors that exit the room, there are 3 large transparent doors. Behind each of the transparent doors is an observation tank filled with dark seawater. These windows into these other chambers are like, 20 feet in diameter circles of glass. You are startled to see a pair of mutated Fu-Lamian corpses that have now been gutted open with all of their internal organs neatly laid out on the floor next to them. And all of a sudden, you quickly register in your mind as your attention is irresistibly drawn to 2 large tentacled creatures in the room. And I believe I have a printout for that, just to show you kind of what this looks like in here. Here we go. So I'm going to show players. You can look at the one that says Lab Controls. Two of these creatures in the room.
Ooh.
All right.
Mountains of Madness, anyone?
The barrel-shaped
These aren't
creatures stand nearly 10 feet tall on top of a mass of squirming tentacles. Their head appears to be comprised of 5 lobes in a roughly star-shaped design, each lobe with a red sphere that could be an eye. A pair of large wings is momentarily flexed out from long vertical slots on their shoulders before they retract them fully within their large bodies. Each creature also has a pair of prehensile tentacles that appear to function like arms and hands. One of the creatures stands between the consoles, and the other creature stands over the desiccated corpses. The creature standing over the corpses is holding a strange rod in its tentacle. The creatures make an alien whistling and piping sound as the one holding the rod advances upon you. All right.
Okay.
They are advancing upon you, so I'm going to go ahead and grab you guys and put you into initiative. On your initiative turn, you can also use the Fu-Lamian 0 level guy that's underneath your character token. So you guys each have yourselves and 1 0 level with you. Oof. Both of the elder things rolled well on their initiative.
All right.
I'm having problems with that initiative.
That's fine.
I want to do it. All right.
Go ahead
Hold
and
on.
roll your D20 plus 1. A 13. All right. All right. With that, put you at 13. And we begin combat. All right. So the one standing between the consoles is going to stay there. It looks like he's moving a few of the dials and things around. The other is going to move forward. Who was the one that would have opened the door?
The Fu-Lamians.
Fu-Lamians. All right, we'll go with that. So it's going to move forward. There are 5 Fu-Lamians. I'm just going to take a guess to see which one went forward and opened the door and stepped in. Number 4. So with that, the creature is going to move forward and go to strike at him. Moves forward and... Now let's have him do a normal attack here with his tentacle. 16, 8 points of damage. His tentacle comes out, grabbing this thing around the throat. Just flails him around badly and slams him to the ground, and this one goes limp to the ground. 1 Fu-Lamian dead. The other one stays put, moving some tentacles, or moving some vials and dials and things and levers on his control panel, and we're up to the cleric.
Can I cast? Well, would protection from evil work against these things, or I guess I'll have to cast it to figure it out.
Yep.
All right, I'll try casting protection from evil. Let's see, and then I'm probably gonna spend some luck on it or something.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll me. I believe it was 3d4 for your disapproval, and you're up to a 4 now.
The 4.
So 3d4. 3d4 gives you a 6. You incur an immediate -1 penalty to all attempts to lay on hands until they go on a quest to heal the crippled. So -1 to all lay on hands.
Okay. So, good thing we don't use that like all the time.
Is your Fu-Lamia doing anything?
Oh yeah, the Fu-Lamia will attack.
All right, charges forward to attack. So you
Yeah.
should be able to open him up. Just double click on him, go to equipment, and you can attack with either the staff or the club.
How do I open him up again?
Uh,
Double click him.
Double click on him. Yep. I can just roll them for you if you want.
Yeah, go
No
ahead.
problem.
Yeah.
All right, you just tell me what they do, and I'll roll for it. All right, a 14 is going to hit this guy. So he goes charging forward, seeing his ally just murdered in front of him. Charges forward and does 4 points of damage. All right, Wizard, you are up.
Okay, I'm just going to go with the standard flaming hands and hope for the best.
Okay.
So I am Joe Average, so 2d10 plus 2. Do I got any fleeting luck? I do not. So 2d10 plus 2. Gets me an 11, which I believe I need a 12 to make it at least 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Burn a luck.
Burn a luck for 1d3 points of damage. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to. It's up to you.
Well, yeah, the only thing is then, yeah, I'll burn luck. It's
All
fine.
right, 1 luck for get it up to a 12 and do 1d3 of damage.
Yep. So, there's D3. I did 1 damage. That was basically just so I didn't have to
Spell failure.
spell burn later on.
All right.
And then I will have my Fu-Lamia charge the elder thing that took 4 points of damage.
Okay.
So we're all focus fire on that one.
Another attack. I can see the map again. All right, we are good. Okay. So your Fu-Lamian, the roll went off a 7. 7 will be a miss versus these guys. So he goes in, swings wildly, but misses. All right, our thief, you are up.
I did use hide shadows the moment the door opened, so I hope that works.
I'll say it worked. Go ahead.
And I'm going to go around to the one that was fiddling with the console,
Okay,
and I'm going to backstab him.
got it. Go ahead.
Ooh.
All right. 9. You will miss on that, but you only missed by 1. So if you want to burn a luck.
I will burn 1 luck.
All right. You don't need to roll because it's only needed 1 point anyways. So that is going to do 5 points of damage initially. And then clean strike to the back inflicts an additional 2d6 of damage. Another 7 points of damage. That is exactly what you needed to finish that one off. You found somehow a critical organ in this creature and finished that thing off in 1 strike.
Nice.
All right. Your Fu-Lamian is dead. Never mind. All right, Warrior.
I am going to run at the other elder thing and try to remove one of its tentacles with my sword as I attack it.
All right.
Are you going to roast the tentacle?
That is
do
a
anything with it, I don't
5. You swing, and its tentacle actually comes back up and just blocks away your attack. All right, your Fu-Lamian doing the same?
I guess my... Yeah, he's going to run up and attack with whatever he's got. He's a beekeeper,
Alright.
so...
That is a 14, which will hit for 2 more points of damage to this guy. But it is still standing. All right, our elf.
All right, he's going to try to do the flaming hands. He's going to have to burn some stuff. He's going to wants to position it so that he doesn't hit anybody, but that he definitely doesn't hit the party. I'm not too worried if I hit a Fu-Lamia guy
All right.
or whatever. But and I already rolled the spell burn thing. He's going to rip a pound of flesh. He's a really beefy guy, 17 strength. He's going to burn 14 strength, 5 agility, and 1 stamina to bring his stats to like a 3, a 7, and a 7.
Nice.
All right.
So that's 20 total points minus 1 because it's a spell burn. So it's going to be the spell plus 19.
Oof. All right. Okay.
I'm glad I did.
Plus 19. So that puts you at a 22.
22.
Actually,
I
20,
think I was going to roll
23.
that poorly.
All right.
Okay,
So that is going to be spell produces a blast of fire that burns up to 3 targets within range. 1d6 plus caster.
All right,
level.
let's burn one more luck to take it to a 24, and then we'll do 2d6.
You got it.
2d6 plus the caster level of 1. So 8 points of fire damage, and I am crumpled to the floor.
As you crumple to the floor, so does this creature, and both of them go down.
Oh, nice. It's all good and cooked, right? You guys want
Just charred. You see the tentacles kind of flail around a little bit and then fall back to the ground. The wings kind of spread out and as it collapses as well.
As the
It'll pair with the fish.
Yes, as the adventure stop, I start going for some squid.
Absolutely, yeah. This is well cooked, so you could try to, consume some of this if you'd like. All right. As you guys step into the chamber, again, you see, on the walls, these large, like 20-foot diameter glass viewing portals. On the other side of it, you see a bunch of dark water. In one of the chambers, you see what looks like... let me see, actually. I have in the journals again. I'll just share with you the next thing. So you're going to be looking at cover 2. So what you see is this giant star spawn. It looks wounded as it's contained in the tank. The creature is like kind of pushing against the glass, and you hear in your mind again, "Let me out." Especially the warrior and the wizard. You hear it almost clearly at this point. In the second glass tank, you see another one of these creatures, but this one seems to be half rotted and floats in the tank, not moving. This one appears to be dead. In the third tank, you see 5 of the hybrid creatures. One of them looks as though she's wearing fine, like remnants of very fine clothing. So you would assume that this is the princess.
The thief makes it a point, walks up with a big chunk of squid that he's chewing on, and he looks at the big creature and he says, "What are you going to give us?"
And you hear in your mind, "Let me out."
Know how it works. You give us something.
Your lives.
Well, that was rude. Well, I start jabbing at it because it was mean to me.
You kind of just stick against the glass, because again, it's on the other side of the glass currently. It's not broken or anything.
Oh, it's not broken?
Nope. It is on the other side of the glass. The glass is still intact.
What does it want us to do?
Let him out.
Well,
Free him, basically. He wants to be freed.
Can he save the princess? It saved the princess?
You have that control console in the middle with all sorts of dials.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
levers.
was going to say. Maybe we should go look at the control console, see if we can...
The control console might also open the this thing's channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as you look at the control console, the 2 carved consoles, you can stand between them and operate like both of them at the same time. They're that close together. They're covered in like spherical jewels, small inset tubes of yellow gelatin, tiny vertical organ-like pipes, and each also has like a honeycomb of cubbies underneath. The vials or the gems on them look like they're like spherical, but they are held there by some kind of like magical magnetism. So they can't be removed, but they can be slid up and down, turned. You can basically do all sorts of different things with this control console. But there's no words or symbols or anything of that nature. So anyone who wants to attempt to use the controls to do something simply rolls a d20. You add your level and your luck modifier.
Whoa, that's a creature that wants to get out, huh? It's Cathulu.
It's a star spawn, so Cthulhu-like creature.
Wow.
The warriors go up to the control, start messing with them.
Okay. So d20 +1 plus your luck modifier. So for the warriors, +1. So you do a d20 +2. A 7. With a 7, a pulse of electricity is shot through tank 3 for 2d6 damage. Tank 3 is the one that has the Fu-Lamia hybrids in it. So 2d6 points of damage. You see the princess and the others inside get shocked. They need to make a fort save against that. So I'll just roll 1 fort save, kind of give it to all of them. This will be a +2. A 13. The save was a 12, so they save. So they're each going to take 4 points of damage. So they all look hurt, and you can see them like screaming out in pain, but they're underwater, so you can't hear anything. You see bubbles float up as they scream out in pain as electricity shoots through their tank. All right, gonna try again. I don't think anyone else has a better luck check, so I think +2 is the best we got out of you guys. We'll go ahead and we can do, say, 2 more checks, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So anybody else want to try really quick?
Who's got luck?
I can try it. Is it just a straight up luck check?
It's a d20 plus your level plus your luck modifier.
Oh, okay. Okay, so for me it'd be d20 +2.
Yep.
I'll try it.
Okay, go ahead.
Knowing that your wizard is very, very tempted to free this thing at this point. Let's see. d20 +2. I got a 10.
A 10 total. The transparent doors to tank 3 begin to open. You see the water inside the tank start to drain out of it, and then the glass almost splits in half and opens up, and the 5 Fu-Lamians inside are able to get out, and they land on the ground, but these guys are fully turned and begin moving towards the control panel. So we've got 5 of those hybrid creatures. They all but seem to be ignoring you guys, moving straight for the console.
Does that include the princess?
That includes the princess.
Yeah.
They're trying to free him.
Should we kill him? I don't know.
Kind of seems to be what this crew is all about.
Can we put him to sleep?
Killing them all so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say even as you, where you guys are like kind of spread out in the room too, they like a couple of them walk directly past a couple of you and do not engage you, don't even look at you. They just have their eyes set on the console and are moving towards the control console.
The elf would want to, I don't know, grab the princess beast and restrain it and say, let's just take her and get out of here.
All right, go ahead and give a strength check to grab her.
Forgot I burned all that. Let's see how this goes.
Not too bad, not too bad. Even with that, you're able to grab her, get her arms behind her back, and hold her. She's squirming, trying to get out. So I'll just give it a reflex save against your 16. Oof, succeeds though. She's able to break loose and continue. She kind of like just shoves you off and continues towards the console. With that then, it gets over to the console and they are going to go ahead and start moving some buttons around. As they do so, suddenly you see the tank that the star spawn is in. It looks like all of a sudden you see light from behind it as a door on the opposite side inside the tank starts to open up. And you see the star spawn begin to swim out of the tank into the ocean and start to swim away. And as it swims away, the rest of you... Was that?
Can we get a reflex save to try and stop it?
I'll give you one check. I think it was the wizard was the last one inside the buttons, and the warrior was right there as well. So you can both do a reflex save to try to push this star spawn, or sorry, the hybrids away as they go to push the buttons. 2 or 5 and a 7, not going to be enough. They push you out of the way, move the buttons, and open the door, and the star spawn begins to escape out into the ocean. As it escapes out into the ocean, you feel its presence in your mind fade. Those of you with mutations, the thief, the cleric, and the elf, your eyes begin to form back into normal feeling. They go back to normal size. They stop watering so much. The warrior and the wizard, the claws in your hands begin to retract. The webbed fingers and the eyes are still there currently. But you also see all of the hybrid creatures that are in this room with you. They begin to change back as well. Their tails that they had begin to fade away and recess back into the body. And they begin to change back into human shape as well. With that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up because we are at just over our 12 o'clock. For me anyways. With that, you're able to save the rescue. As you guys start heading back through the chambers, you guys do find a couple items, these alien artifacts. One looks like a strange bladder with a tube at the end of it. This is a web gun, basically. And then the staff that the one was carrying, you find one of those as well. It seems to be a stun rod. So with that, basically the web gun works like the spiderweb spell, and the stun rod works as the color ray spell. You guys are able to recover several of those. As you guys get back to the tunnel, since you left the rope down, you guys are all able to climb out. If you hadn't put the rope down there, it would have been much, much more difficult to climb out. You guys are able to climb outside, and as you reach the top, a regiment of royal guards have arrived and are waiting for you as you return to Black Sand Port. You are rewarded for your bravery with 25 gold pieces each, and a royal lawful level 3 cleric in charge of the regiment offers to heal the brave heroes who rescued the princess. And he will rescue you all. Or he will heal you all. Anybody who is chaotic or wants to switch to chaotic, who has mutations, can choose to follow basically a chaotic deity, what's it called? Dagon and Mother Hydra.
Are they available as a wizard patron?
I mean, you could always say they are. Yeah, I could say they are definitely, and it's basically going to be kind of like the Cthulhu type god.
Yeah, so that's what my character would probably do.
Okay, so who was that? The wizard.
Yes.
Okay, so you will keep your webbed fingers and bulging eyes, and your strength will permanently go up by 1, 2. So your permanent strength goes up to 14. You lose the 1 strength as you lost the 1 mutation before you converted over. But there you're good. All right.
Did we talk to anybody or did we keep the princess a secret, or do they know the princess turned and released this beast? Because I'm just like, hey, good job, we succeeded. No bad.
I mean, you could definitely start. If you want to keep it quiet until you leave the princess's sight, you definitely could. But you could spread word around town as you get back in the taverns and tell of the story that happened. Blame them for releasing whatever creature was under there, and whatever may happen in the future, you could always blame on the Fu-Lamians for releasing the creature.
It's because they eat their children.
Exactly.
I've heard it too. Confirmed, multiple sources.
All right. So that is the end of this one. We'll say you guys were able to make it back to the ship too and gather up the rest of that, the gold and such. But I will let you know that the thief, since you grabbed that 1 necklace, that was the princess's necklace. So whenever you try to sell that, you will be viewed as a thief and possibly hunted down.
Yeah, it's fine. That's for another time.
Exactly. All right.
How much gold is that?
There was 1,000 gold ingots. I would assume each gold ingot's worth at least, 5 gold. As a gold ingot's not something that's been fully melded down to something yet. So we'll say 5,000 gold total. So just give each of yourselves 1,000 gold. And
we threw some in the river, in the sea to Crom.
Yeah, a handful. But you guys also found other gold throughout here, so I would say overall through the entire adventure, 1,000 gold each.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of gold. Jeez.
All right. So, thank you guys for playing along. I think I might need to trim down a little bit more of the fat for when I run this at the convention, but otherwise I think it went pretty well. I want to thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed this playthrough of the DCC horror module Shadow Under Devil's Reef. We will continue this horror series with a trip to the Twilight Marsh in our next adventure, Night of the Bog Beast. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. And if you would like an opportunity to play in this or other DCC games, visit the Goodman Games Dungeon Crawlers Discord link in the description. And until then, we will see you next time.